I'm happy to introduce Caitlin Grady, who is part of the 2015 fellowship class. Caitlin did her fellowship in the office of Congresswoman Betty McCollum, and she is now an assistant professor at Penn State. So my first question for you, Caitlin, is how would you describe your fellowship experience in a few words or a phrase?
Thanks, Emma. That's a great question. I would use a couple of words. I would say it was very eye-opening, very informative, and pretty exciting.
Great, thank you. So my next question is, what skills or opportunities that you received as a fellow do you think were the most useful for the rest of your career?
Well, I would say the experience I had working for a member of Congress on the Appropriations Committee was seen as a real asset when I moved over to the executive branch. I also learned how to be much more efficient with my writing, my time management, which is something that academia, especially graduate school for your PhD, doesn't really teach you very well. I would say that I also learned about the functioning of our legislative process in ways that books really can't teach you, and how detailed the process is, how hallway conversations, how networking actually work to enable the policy process. Those are the skills that are really carried forward onto my subsequent jobs in and around Washington.
So my third question is, what is your fondest memory while working as a fellow on Capitol Hill?
Honestly, I would say my fondest memories are a couple of the long and late evenings I had with other fellows, where we would get together after work and we would swap stories, give advice, reminisce about our day's activities. And I really developed some lifelong friendships through those activities.
Great. I'm happy to hear that you still have those friendships. My next question is, why do you think opportunities such as the fellowship are so important for young women?
Unfortunately, opportunities on the Hill and all around DC are often much more available to folks who are well connected, which unfortunately often excludes young women. And so I think the fellowship is so important because we need to develop and support opportunities to break those traditions and to broaden representation and participation across the process, not only for women, but also for other groups that are traditionally shut out of the process.
And so my final question for you is, how has female leadership inspired you?
Female leadership has inspired me in a lot of ways throughout my life. I would say at the onset of childhood and growing up, I was very lucky to have both a mother and a grandmother who taught me the value of being strong and standing up for my beliefs. Beyond my family, I've been inspired by a variety of women throughout my career, not only women in leadership positions, like the member of Congress who I worked for, but also through my peers, other women and colleagues who are going through the same processes that I'm going through, and doing so in a way that really exemplifies what I try to embody in my career.
So thank you so much to Caitlin for sharing your stories from your time as a WCPI fellow and your continuous support of the fellowship. We are so grateful to have you as our featured fellow this month. Thank you.